So tonight, just sitting in the shop bored, I figured I'd do a little video. We got this 99 gsxr 750 SRAD engine here, carbureted version. And just gonna tear it down. We're gonna be using it for parts mainly, more or less. So just figured do a little video of me just going through the side of this. We got a couple things to remove, a couple brackets, got a couple oil and coolant lines, we've got the oil filter housing to remove, and then we can go on to the other sides. So the main things we'll need for this side is, you know, your typical Japanese, obviously your 10, your 12, maybe a 14. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's your typical stuff. It's all not torqued too tight, so it's all pretty easy to come off. None of these usually give you much problem. All right, let's get into it. So first we'll just take off these two 12mm bolts, which is going to be for this oil or coolant line, probably oil line. They're just your normal banjo bolt setup. Two washers, make sure you keep those together. And then you break your tool. No one's seen that. We're just gonna start over here. Whoops. That tool was definitely not gonna hold that. That thing was definitely very cheap anyways though. So I guess I'm not surprised using the tool in an improper way and it being cheap on top of that. It does tend to lead to destruction. Alright. You got your line off. The best thing to do with these, honestly, just put them back in. With your copper washers on there, you know, you don't want to lose those. I mean, if you got extra to put on there, whatever, but I mean, still, just for the sake of things, just throw them bad boys back on there. Now we're going to remove this bottom one here, which is a lot bigger. So, yeehaw. These are going to be 14s. Break the static friction there. Didn't mean to throw the wrench all over the place, but hey, it happens. Same thing on these, just a really big banjo bolt, two copper washers. And it's just the exact same way. Keep them together. Now this other one on this one, it's on the bottom. So that means you're gonna have to get down and dirty in this one. Get down here. Crack this bad boy loose. Pull your banjo bolt out. Hell yeah. Pour oil all on the floor too while you're at it, but that's what we got rags and stuff for. Alright. Now we got both the oil lines off the back. We can put our very large banjo bolt back in. Their copper washer still mounted on there. Alright. Now the last thing we have on the back here is we have this little bracket and we have the oil filter housing. So, let's get to it. Okay, now that I'm back up here again, we can slap on our 10mm and go ahead and get this little bracket right here off. Brackets off. And this is the same thing with these bad boys, just put these back in right where you took them out at. Keeps you from losing your bolts, and then you know where everything goes, and it's a heck of a lot easier than just throwing them around, promise. Alright, the last thing we got here is this oil filter housing, which looks to be 12mm. So we'll change this bad boy up one more time. I lied, by the way, it was actually a 10. But we came to a much bigger issue now. I broke these 4 bolts loose for the oil filter housing, and either all 4 of them are cross-threaded or all 4 of them are bent, because they're definitely not coming out straight whatsoever. And it's getting harder to torque them as they get coming out, so that's not good. So I'm going to see if I can't get these out without completely destroying the threads on. With the oil filter housing off, I have to say it looks pretty good in there. I don't see really any debris or anything. All right, so we're going to cut it there for tonight. Got some good progress done on the motor. As you can tell, the frame, the whole bike's still sitting over there because I'm still in the process of building my tool. Yeah. When you don't have the tool for your swing arm bolt, you have to make one out of a socket. Fun. Anyway, next episode we're going to hopefully have the swing arm off, as well as getting everything sanded and ready for paint, and we can start getting the painting done and the priming and everything, and get everything ready there. Get the bike looking nice and good and pretty. Then I can just let it in there and let it cure for a couple weeks. Try to get a nice gloss out of it. And then we can go through this engine here while it's just hanging out. And go through all our whole parts table over here we have full of the bike. That is the whole bike, pretty much. Besides some fairing pieces and what was over here. You can fit it pretty well if you organize it properly. It doesn't take too much space up. But, so, if you guys like these videos and you like how I'm doing these and you just find it entertaining, or you just like watching my ugly mug for some reason, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Go follow my Facebook page, The Riley Custom. I've got Instagram, Riley_custom. Just go give me a follow, man, and you guys can keep up with all the crazy activities we do around here. And not everything will be automotive. There'll be some fun stuff along the lines too, so